everyone. I'm super excited to do this video for you all today, and I hope that it's fun, enjoyable to watch, and helpful in some ways. I am not a Tamagotchi expert. We're gonna go on. We'll start with chronologically in order of release. So the very first one, of course, is the Tamagotchi Plus Color. And for the sake of this video, I have actually put batteries in all of them. And currently, in my Plus Color, I have a Memechi, who's one of my favorites. I really like the Plus Color. I have just a big soft spot in my heart for the Plus Color. I find the whole thing to be very sweet. It's super simple. It doesn't have a lot of features like the newer, or all the rest of the colors for that matter, but I just think it's very, very precious. Also, I like that it has seeds. I really like the shell design. I think it's very sleek and modern. It has very responsive buttons. Super quick feel to them. It has some of my favorite characters, and so I have this little evolution chart, and probably one of my favorite things that it has is oldies, which I haven't seen in any of the other colors. I was a little bummed that they took that feature out. I love the oldies. And I also love this dude right here. There's a lot of characters in this one that you don't see. I love her. She's awesome. And also, each of these characters have a special item that they can use, and they only can use. So it's kind of a neat thing to be able to finally get the character that can use the item. And just like really sweet little animations. I love the Plus Color a lot. It also has one of my favorite teens. Ooh, she's just so adorable. The next one is the Tamagotchi ID, and I happen to have the box for this one, although it is very beat up. This little guy, you can't really see him very well. He's currently in his toddler phase. I'm not very familiar with the ID. This is the one that I'm the least familiar with. This is the newest to me. This one, the buttons are really off. They feel very odd to me. There's a little bit of a lag and they're kind of awkward. One thing that I think is really adorable that this one has is it has 3 different options for your meals and your desserts, which I think is pretty cool. And one of them is a convenience store. And you probably can't even see that very well. I'm sorry about that, but I think that's adorable that he can go to a convenience store and eat his meal. And then I'll show you the evolution chart for this little guy. So they took out the oldies as far as I know, which was kind of a bummer because I love the oldies. Here you have little babies, the toddlers, the teens, again affected by the care you give them, and then all the adults, again some of my absolute favorite characters. The Plus Color and the ID have a lot of the same characters, and they remind me the most of the older black and white Tamagotchis. But the ID has a lot of new features that the color doesn't have. The next one I have is the Tamagotchi IDL, which I think is a fantastic Tamagotchi. I never thought that. When I first got a white Tamagotchi IDL back in the day, right after it was released, and I remember being really disappointed with that, but I don't think I understood or appreciated the complexity of it, because this is the one that I think really changed the color Tamagotchis, and there's a lot in it. So many features. Currently she's a toddler girl, very cute. I also really like the shell design of the IDLs. Very simple, very sweet. Not too terribly girly, but I think the quality is really nice. And let me show you, oh, and it's in the IDL that I think they introduced pets for the first time, which is really exciting. I like that feature a lot. Let me show you. The IDL has a ton of characters. So this is pretty cool. Here is the boys, and here are the girls. So like I said, a lot of them. And a lot of them are the special, which I think is so cute. Like you could get special versions of each of them, which happens. Their Kuchipachi in the Plus Color can change into Pachiman. Who's like a superhero Kuchipachi, and then also the orange Kuchipachi, I think, if I can remember correctly. It's been a while since I've had a Kuchipachi, but as you can see, I love that guy, he's cute. So yeah, lots of new characters, and again, the teenagers are determined by how well you take care of them, and the same with the adults. And then here just to show you some of the girls. Next we have the Tamagotchi P. And I'll do a close-up video of all of these at the end. Currently I have, I think her name is Yumamechi, I can't remember. Now this one has my favorite box, first of all. I ran this one for a very long time last summer. I really enjoyed it. There's a feature on here that I think is pretty awesome, and that is every couple of generations or so, or is it every generation? I can't remember. As long as they're the ones, the built-in characters, not the ones that come in the deco pierces, you get a blueprint piece that will eventually put together a whole design for you to build something very special. And then once you build that special thing, it will open up a new special location for you to visit. So I think that's really neat. There's a lot of little surprises that you can unlock. This is my least favorite shell design though, I think. It's just so girly. I just can't handle all the bling, I have to be honest. And also the deco pierces are really cute, but they get a little cumbersome after a while. It's something that you have to travel with and keep track of, and it just, at first I thought the deco pierces were really fun, but after a while I just kind of got tired of them. Again, I think it has a lot of really wonderful surprises. And then I also have a printout of characters. Also a lot of characters built in. Here's the boy and the girls. And again, it all depends, like the adults you get depend on the miscares you get. This, they changed it a little, which actually is kind of cool. It makes it a little more complicated, so it's not just miscares that are required to get certain characters, it's also skills. So like there's the cooking skill that is dependent on the type of food you eat, the games you play, the toys you use, I believe. Don't quote me on that, it's been a while, it's been a year since I've run that Tamagotchi, but I was really into it. And then the last one is my most recent love, which you have seen a lot of lately, and that's my Tamagotchi for You. Here's the box. I really like this little guy. It is lacking in many areas, but I still really like it. The characters that it has are very limited, and I'll show you in the guidebook. I really like the characters that it does have. Now, if you have access to the online app, then the Tamagotchi is awesome because you have so many downloadable things and they're really easy to download. So there's the characters for this guy. One thing that I'm really bummed about is that it doesn't have a teenager phase. The toddler phase lasts longer than the other Tamagotchis, but it doesn't have a teenager phase, which I think is quite a bummer because I actually really enjoyed those different growth phases. But it does have the post-adult phases, which are really fun, and some of them have two, like Kuchipachi has two. He's got the really round one and then the slim one. So those are fun, and it definitely is really neat to have that. Another thing that they did differently is most of the characters that you can get are not dependent on the miscares. It relates to the skill points that they get, or activities that you do. Like Kuchipachi, for example, he's supposed to be over 60 grams in weight and have a cooking skill above 10. So there's a little more complexity to the growth development, which I do really like. And the For You Plus has gardening again. Hooray! That was like one of my favorite things. It was so simple, but it was just another thing to look forward to and kind of take care of. It was just really cute. So I'm so excited that they're bringing that back in the For You Plus. I have no idea what it's going to be like. I haven't seen any pictures. I haven't read anything about it other than it sounds like it's going to be a little more complicated than the Plus Color and is it the IDL? There's those ones, maybe both of them, they can grow plants as well. Let's see, am I missing anything? There's actually a lot of information. The last thing I want to do is just do a close-up so that you can see them all side by side. And here we go. So as you could probably see, the screens on most of them are pretty vibrant. The Plus color is a little less vibrant than the rest of them. They did a big improvement to the screens in the other versions. But I think it also is affected by this plastic covering. There's two layers, so there's the screen that's lower down like all the other ones, and then there's a plastic coating over it. And I think that kind of messes with the clarity. And then real quick, I just want to take you guys outside so you can see what's happening. In Japan, the summer months are very hot and humid and rainy. So you can see in 4 of them it's raining, and that's because in 4 of them I have the correct date. The only one that doesn't have the correct date is my Tamagotchi P, which is dated in March right now. So she actually had some blue skies today, and now the sun is setting, but that's kind of fun. I love the changing of weather in all of them. So anyways, that's my video. I hope this is helpful and fun for some of you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I would love to show something in a video if you want, or try to help you find that answer out if I can. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys soon.